Hello everyone, Sirturmund here again. So as I was looking at some of the lists from the players that made top 32 in all three regions, there was one list that stood out to me. And this is the list. This is from a player called friendlynihilist, who actually made it to top 32 on the EMEA Seasonal tournament last weekend, using a very interesting Gnar Ziggs Katarina list. Now you might think, okay, Gnar Ziggs, it means that you're gonna go aggro, etc. But that's not really the case with this deck list. It's kind of like combining both the aggro deck list and the Swain kind of style of like Noxus Bundle City Control. As you can see here, right? So you're playing the regular aggro tools like House Spider, right? You're playing your Gnar, you're playing your Ziggs, and you're playing your Teeny Dactyl. But that's pretty much it. And I guess Concologist as well is useful in a lot of those aggro decks. That's pretty much it. Everything else is more like control based, right? So you have 3 Flocks, you have your 3 Pokey, which is played in both decks to be fair. You have triple Sentry, triple Rascal, 2 Calling Strike, 3 Death Hands, 2 Scorched Earth, 1 Wallop, 2 Farron, and then 3 Treasure Trash. When I saw this list, because somebody sent it to me during one of our Twitch streams this past Monday, I was like, what the heck is this? And how the heck am I supposed to play this? And to be honest with you guys, I still don't know how the heck I'm supposed to play this. So whoever you are, friendly nihilist, you are a madman. And congrats, or madwoman, and congratulations on making top 32 with such an absurd deck list. I think a deck list like this could work in rank, where you can surprise your opponent, because your opponent's gonna automatically think that you're like an aggro deck, and you can surprise them by doing things like Calling Strike, Death Hands, Pokey Stick, and Flocks. And Scorched Earth, sorry, not Pokey Stick. But in an open deck list tournament, like the seasonal tournament, I don't know how this works, because the opponent knows everything that you play in your deck, so they're not gonna be taken by surprise when you go from like an aggro deck to a more controlled deck. But anyways, let me start speaking. I tried to give this deck a shot, so that's what this video is going to be all about, us playing this deck, and it can be really fun. Now, I will start the video by first showing you again that we played on stream using this deck, which ended up being really, really freaking funny. So I want to showcase that first, and then we'll go to like a regular, more structured YouTube content games that we usually do. But anyways, if you like the content, as always, please remember to subscribe below. It will help us out a lot. You can also like the video. It also helps a lot to get more exposure to the video. And I'll see you all at the end of the video for some mulligan tips, although I really don't know what to do with this deck. So yeah, see you guys in a little bit. So, Calling Strike is not bad against Ezreal, right? Metal, I told myself I was going to play on NA, right? So I told myself I was going to play on NA. And then I got to 800 LP, and I have never gotten to 800 LP before. So I got to 800 LP on my America's account earlier today as I was recording today's video. And then because I got to 800 LP, and it's my very first time reaching 800 LP, I decided to just chill. I think I'm gonna just finish with my America's account at 800 LP. I don't know. It's like, it's the first time I reached that high, so I just wanna, I wanna enjoy it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you gotta let Meta Knight snap you? No, I'm not gonna let that happen. Thank you so much for the follow, Tears of the Sea. Welcome to the stream. You already sniped me today, see? You literally sniped me today while I was recording. Unsolved mystery. I think we keep the Rascal as well, Ken, now that I'm thinking about it. I did see that medal. Congrats on that. Discard trash? Really? You think we discard trash? Well, this is certainly a hand, guys. This is certainly a hand. I will tell you that. This is certainly a hand. Huh. I wonder how long I can pass before I lose. Like, I'm actually curious how much I can pass before I lose. Look, opponent gave us targets. Honestly, we should be able to see the list soon, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll continue passing. We'll pass into round 7 and then do treasure trash and win the game. Look, opponent just did their parley. What if we just give him... You know, let's give him a Tinidactyl. Let's give him a Tinidactyl to target. Let's let him think that he can kill this, while all we care about is having enough space to play treasure trash. That's all we care about, right? We just want the space here. Opponent spending all the resources, and we're just chilling. Yeah, we can also flock our own unit for dominance, you're right. Opponent's gonna do Twisted Fate right here, by the way. Opponent's gonna do Twisted Fate right here. We got calling. Yeah, we should have block. Actually, we should have 100% block, by the way. We should have 100% block. It didn't need to be the calling, it had to be the block. It had to 100% be the block. It had to be the block, because this is a deck that can kill us, right? If we're not careful. Yeah, so they do their little Twisted Fate. I'm gonna go like this. Because we knew that the Tinidactyl was always gonna die anyways, right? If we block, we could kill this unit. Right? So we could kill this unit and go from there. Alright, we get 5. We get 5. Yeah, this is a top 32 deck, guys. This is actually a top 32 deck. Woo! Wow. Huh. This is actually how you top 32. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. What is this card, guys? What is this card? So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna summon the second unit, right? So we can play 2 cards. I'm gonna summon the second unit. I'm gonna tag with the Yodel Ranger, because he's never gonna buff our Field of Rush units anyways. I want to bait the opponent to spend their mana dealing with these cards first, and then we do the Field of Rush. So we go like this. We get a Scout Attack in, and then we'll do the Field of Rush and just giving away, right? Which one do we do, guys? Which one do we do? Is it the Sag, the Braum? Is it the Heimer? It's Heimer, right? It's just Heimer. Please, no Katarina. Please, not Katarina. Please, please, not Katarina. Not Katarina. Not Katarina. Not Katarina. Not Katarina. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Pirate Aggro. So we actually have a pretty good hand against Pirate Aggro, don't we? I think Treasure Trash might be a little bit too slow against this deck, though. I definitely like the House Battle, and the Conchologist can give me some interesting cards for Noxus and Vandal City that I don't mind keeping the Conchologist. 6 becomes such a good blocker, right? Such a good blocker and such a good pressure engine. We end up redrawing the Treasure Trash and Pharaoh, which are both like late game cards. So not ideal. But they might actually, especially Treasure Trash, might actually end up being useful because you can play it on turn 7. The House Spider ends up being really good here because he can block 2 of their units depending on what the opponent summons here. And if the opponent decides to attack with the Corsair, we can block with the Small Spider because now that we have a second 6, we can also do the Bouncing Bomb to be able to get rid of the Corsair, right? So let's say that the opponent summons, I don't know, a Grenadier. We summon the House Spider, opponent attacks with both units, or maybe they don't. Maybe they only attack with the... Maybe the opponent doesn't attack with both units because the House Spider can actually kill the Corsair. In which case, yeah, we always do it this way. We just kill the Corsair. Okay, yeah. Opponent just realized that we can kill the Corsair and keep the House Spider alive. I think we still block every damage. There's no reason not to. This is going to be a race more than anything else. We can still kill this Corsair with the second 6 because the Bouncing Bomb is either 2-1 unit or 3-1. Oh, sorry. 2-1 unit or 1-2. So we still have enough mana next turn to do Bouncing Bomb plus Concologist if we needed to. I don't know if we will need to. So I kind of don't like attacking here. So the reason I don't like attacking is because it gives him the level up on the Gangplank, which I think ends up being a little bit worse for us than if we just than the damage that we would push in, right? Katarina is not bad. Katarina is not bad. It gets rid of the Saboteur and it still stops the opponent from attacking from the Corsair, because otherwise it gives the Katarina the level up. We can also just do Gnar. We can do the Bouncing Bomb like we talked about. I like the Katarina. Katarina gives us a blocker and gives us a fast speed way to be able to deal with the Saboteur. We can block the Grenadier with the 6, and opponent gives us the Katarina level up. I think that's actually a mistake. So now we get a full value hand here. I don't know if I agree with that, because this means that this is going to be a zero cost Blade's Edge every single turn, right? I do think actually we should summon Gnar though. So I like the Gnar because it gives us access to a Poké Stick, and the Gnar will level up because of the 6 dealing 1 damage to the opponent. Yeah, so we're gonna go with Gnar. We're gonna go with Gnar. Opponent's gonna have to do like a Fervor here to stop the Gnar from hitting, so that we don't get access to a Poké Stick. The Gnar becomes a really good blocker because it becomes a 5/5. I guess opponent could have Twisted Fate here. But by doing this, you still have to either sacrifice your unit or just give us the Poké Stick for free, right? So you're either still giving us the level up or you're gonna sacrifice your Twisted Fate. Opponent decides to give us the level up, which I think is crazy. I guess Poké Stick is not getting any value right now though, right? Opponent should just shoot like open attack, right? Opponent should always open attack here because otherwise we summon Katarina and now we have the Blade's Edge plus a Poké Stick. Don't agree with that. So now we have blockers for all his other units and we can do Blade's Edge and Poké Stick. I guess opponent gets to push a lot of damage here because they probably have a Fervor, right? So opponent's always gonna do the Fervor here. So they're gonna push 3 damage plus the Fervor is another 3. So we're gonna go down to 7. Opponent has 2 Fervors in their hand potentially, or it could be Make It Rain as well. Or Sigil of Malice. There's a lot of options that it could be. Yeah, here we go. We can get rid of one of the saps. Opponent's going to Fervor that sap, and then we just attack with the rest of our units and call it a day. On. Any day now, opponent. We know exactly what you're going to do, man. We know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to do the Fervor. You're going to do the Fervor in response to this. So you get to still push 3 damage. We're going to do the Conchologist, right? We're going to attack with everything and just push as much damage as we can. Then we're going to attack again. Yeah, there you go. There's your Fervor. Then we're going to open attack again. And then be able to summon Katarina. I like the Quicken. The Quicken is a cheap way to negate their the value that they're gonna get from the fervor. Let's go ahead and just pull it this way. If opponent decides not to, if opponent could decide not to block Katarina, and then they still take all this damage, and then we open attack next turn. Okay, cool. If opponent decides not to block again, they get hit by the overwhelm. This is 3 damage here. And this is where that quicken is going to come into play, right? Opponent could have Decimate plus Fervor, but it's not going to be enough to kill us, because we're going to have the quicken as a backup. Opponent is forced to block, right? So opponent goes to 5. They have just enough mana to do Fervor and get its the Fervor and the Decimate. Wow. We have the quicken instead to punish that. I guess opponent could have like a Twisted Fate here. This is still lethal. So this is still lethal here because of the Blade's Edge plus any unit that they have. Twisted Fate could potentially stun the Gnar. Yeah, there you go. So the Twisted Fate gets to stun the Gnar. We keep this guy alive. We still have lethal, because what we can do is that we can actually force the opponent to block. We can force the opponent to block because we can do the Sentry. Or we can do the House Spider. Or the 6. The Sentry forces the opponent to block, meaning that they have to lose their units. And if I want them to block, I want them to not kill this. Because if they kill this, they will level up GP, right? So opponent wants this to die. Because if they let this, if this dies, opponent will be able to level up GP because they haven't triggered damage to the Nexus just yet. Opponent is forced to block with the sap. There's no choice about it. And they still don't get to trigger Nexus damage. So we're still in a decent spot. We actually have lethal here with Katarina plus the Pokestick for Gnar. If the Gnar gets to block. Opponent only has 1 Fervor. Yeah, so if the Gnar blocks here, we get a Pokestick, which together with the Katarina Blaze Edge will be exactly 2. And we still have the Quicken. I think the Quicken ends up being really good. We go like this. And there we go. We have lethal between the Pokestick and the Blaze Edge. Opponent is only able to do this. I guess opponent could have double Fervor, so I need to be careful about that. So if opponent has double Fervor, I need to be able to block like this. Because opponent needs to do Fervor right now on the Grenadier, otherwise they get punished. We have just enough mana to do the Quicken. Oh yeah, okay, well this is game now. Because we have just enough mana to do the quick. Opponent doesn't have enough units to be able to do double Fervor. And this is exact lethal. And there we go. Whew. We actually lost the Katarina, by the way. I didn't realize we had a full hand. So we had a full hand, so we actually ended up losing the Katarina. Yeah, there's that Fervor that we talked about. Let's show him the Quicken. And that's game. Opponent didn't even let us show it to him. So yeah. GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Deep. I don't think we have a good matchup against Deep. Unfortunately, their units are just gonna get so big, so much faster than anything that we can do. Calling Strike is good against Maokai, I guess. Pokestick and Flock can be good against the fish, the 2-drop fish. See what he does here. He's probably trying to play for the value on the Lord of the Depths. Yeah, that's what I figured. Anytime a Deep player passes with damage mana, you got double lure. Yeah, that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. Yeah, so he gets the Sea Scarab anyways. I guess you could have Calling Strike one of the Sea Scarabs before the second one came down. Not sure if that really makes sense though. Yeah, let's call and strike one of them. It's a little bit too late. We should have call and strike one of them as soon as he came down. Because by letting another one come down, the opponent is able to get a toss, like an extra toss, alright? It's a little unfortunate. Opponent decides that they're not gonna attack, which is fine. We're gonna attack. Opponent doesn't block because we have flock. If they block, then that makes our flock even easier. Oh, actually, we don't even need to flock anymore. We can just pokey stick it, right? So because the opponent blocked with the other spider, we can just pokey stick this sea scarab out of the way. So that's gonna slow them down a little bit at least, which is better than nothing. Scorched Earth is gonna be for a potential Nautilus. Maybe we flock this. I don't mind flocking this. I don't think I mind flocking this. So I don't mind flocking this right here. Just so that his opponent doesn't get any draw, right? You can play 6 and push some damage. I don't think I want to pokey stick this Wanderer just yet. I think I want to play around something like the 2-mana spell, right? Here we can just open attack with 6. Opponent still cannot block this. And then we can play the Tinidactyl. Okay, if they block it, that's fine. They lose the Wanderer for free anyways. They do block 3 damage by doing that, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. That's the last Scarab, and that's the second Abyssal. Opponent's still gonna hit deep here very quickly. And his sea monsters are reduced by 2. So if the opponent has Jettison, they could potentially have the Yellowfish. Okay, well, that's not deep, but it's, I mean, sorry, that's not the Devourer Fish, but it's still pretty annoying. Can do the Tinidactyl and at least percent some damage. And let's do the House Spider. I want to have as much board space as possible for the Treasure Trash. So let's see it. Here comes the Devourer. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's gonna be a lot of... If the opponent has the sea monsters, like they're literally gonna cost like 0, right? So that's a lot. If the opponent attacks, we can block with like a 6 and then Scorched Earth the Nautilus. And maybe that gives us a chance and then we do the treasure. Yeah, that's the first Devourer that we talked about. Opponent's probably gonna have a second. If opponent has 3 Devourers, then I just lose, right? Wow. Yeah, so opponent's playing around Scorched Earth, which is pretty smart by them. I think we're just gonna go ahead and do the treasure trash right now. There's no reason for us to wait. There's no reason for us to wait. That sucks. This also sucks a little bit. We get the rally. Get a 7/7. But we have to kill 2 allies to summon this. This is a 5/4. We get the rally. We get the Karina. We could do Karina to start with. Or we could wait. I think we can do Karina after we kill some of our units, maybe. The courier is not bad. I don't like losing my blockers, though. It is what it is. I think we go like this. It's a pretty good blocker into the Devourer. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to wait. I wanted to wait for the Karina right now. For the opponent to summon the Sapling and summon a little bit more units. And now we can potentially get rid of his stuff, right? Potentially, if we hit 2 spells, we get rid of 3 units in his board. Which is not the end of the world, right? It will let us push a lot of damage. Jettison. Opponent's trying to level up. Wait, opponent's gonna... Wow! That's so smart. So by leveling up Maokai... Wait, that's actually so smart. By leveling up Maokai and killing his own unit, we literally just tossed the last cards in our deck. So now he's able to just win. We only have 4 cards left in our deck. it was only a single spell anyways. Our deck is 0. We don't have enough attackers to be able to finish the game. Like, no matter what we do, we literally don't have enough attackers to finish the game. Maybe if we got rid of the Deadbloom Wonder, we had a chance with the Curious Rally. But unfortunately, we didn't. Yeah, so even like this... Even like this is not enough. Opponent just needs to pass. Wow, that Maokai leveler was actually so clutch. I can't be upset about this. I cannot be upset about this. All I can do is just show the opponent what the rest of my hand was and call it a day. Yeah, wow, that was nuts. That was a pretty good clutch Maokai. I'll take that. I'll take that. I did not expect that. I did not expect that. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna let him finish it. I don't need to, like, I'm gonna let it go all the way through because he deserves it. We draw the last card. And there we go. GG's. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Karma Viktor. Huh. It's not a bad deck, but Culling Strike is going to be a big punish for them. This is the House Spider. It can save me against... Oh, this is a bad card in this matchup. Because of Deny. It can save me from getting hit by like random ballistic bots early on. So it's not a bad card. Yeah. They also play the Baboon, so I am glad I ended up keeping the Spider. Because I always forget that they actually play Baboon. I'm going to do the Poke Stick right now. And the reason I'm going to do the Poke Stick right now is because I want to be able to push this damage and see what I draw as well. We always keep the Culling Strike for next turn to be able to deal with the Viktor, unless the opponent... Opponent tapped out of... Opponent just tapped out of... Opponent just tapped out of Twin, right? Opponent just tapped out of Twin. I gotta go ahead and attack with everything. Opponent can get a value block here, but that's fine. Because then this is still gonna die to the Spiderling. Opponent summons Viktor here, they get punished by the Culling Strike. They tapped out of Knucklefy, and they also tapped out of So he's gonna try to push 7 damage. That's what he's looking to do here. He's trying to push 7 damage by summoning the second Chumpers. So by summoning the second Chumpers, opponent's gonna push 7, like trying to push all the damage and force me to potentially have to block with Gnar. Don't think we need to. I think we can just play it safe here. Opponent could still have Poro Cannon, so I don't think it's safe to ever summon the Gnar here. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's completely fine. We could have done the Culling Strike and the Ballistic Bot. I don't think it's necessary. I think the Culling Strike is a little bit better on the Viktor if he ever comes up. Okay, opponent ends up having to get excited, so that's a little unfortunate. I guess let's go ahead and do it now then. Let's go ahead and do it now. If the opponent gets the Viktor, they get the Viktor. But we're in the same position now where the opponent is able to push 7 damage. Let's go ahead and attack with both. If the opponent blocks, then that's better for us. Otherwise, we still push the damage. Cool. We might be able to play for the Treasure Trash, but the fact that the opponent is not playing any unit tells me that they actually do have... That's crazy. That's a lot of Chumpers. That's a lot of Chumpers. That they actually have Deny. This is going to be 9 damage that we're going to take. We might have to do the Wallop. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be Wallop. We can just do the Score Sheriff, right? I like the Wallop better. I like the Wallop better. I like the Wallop better and keeping the Score Sheriff for like... for our Viktor, right? Yeah, well, we get punished by that, so I guess we're gonna have to do it like this. So we're gonna have to commit both. I'm okay with this. Opponent looks like they have a really low value hand, so I'm okay. I'm okay taking this. We have exactly 7 nets now, so we can actually do 6 instead of the teeny dactyl, which is pretty nice. It looks like the opponent is trying to work up for karma. Opponent does still have a lot of chumpers though, so the opponent is able to pull our whole board. Opponent could have twin here. The reason I'm attacking with a small spiderling as well is because opponent doesn't really have any good blockers for it, right? So we still get to push the damage through. Opponent does the Eye of the Dragon. Opponent could have another Get Excited here, but they will have to discard a card that is useful for them. They're gonna Thermal the 6 instead of the Teeny Dactyl? I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that, because now you let this trigger and start pushing 1 damage to you. Oh, wow. I can't believe he did it that way. So now what? Now we just play Farron? So now we just play Farron and play the Burn Wincon? We can even do Treasure Trash next turn to bait something out from the opponent, to bait a deny out. Let's bait out the deny. Let's bait out the deny right here. Opponent's gonna still have to have a stun or something. I guess they could have a second thermal to be able to punish this, because they could have a thermal to punish the Farron. Wait, what? I want you to stun, man. We're still pushing 4 damage. So this is 3, 5, 6 with the Dragon Link, 7 with the Poro. Still not enough to kill us, I guess, unless you have... Wait, you lose the Dragon Link, so you actually lose 1 point of damage, so you're only pushing... You even lose the heal, so now you lose to the Decimates. 3, 4... So he's going all in for the burn. He's going all in for the burn. Needs to have Get Excited plus Mystic. Has exactly 2 cards. Does the first deny. We do a second Decimate. And then we open attack. Opponent's down to 2 HP. The open attack loses to a couple of things though. If the opponent gets to Get Excited, they always get it. So there's no reason for us to not commit the Treasure Trash first. Do we ever commit the Treasure Trash first? If opponent has Get Excited, they always get it. The other way that we lose here is gonna be just us. Okay, well we got the lethal. We end up getting the lethal anyways. We also get the Overwhelm here. And we actually get to pull anything else? Yeah, there we go. That's good. Ironically, we actually created the tie by playing the Castmag, but the opponent would have needed to have exactly Mystic Shot to be able to create a tie, right? So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Mono Viego. So, again, I'm still really confused exactly how this deck is supposed to work. I don't think the Culling Strike is really hitting everything here. The Sentry's not bad, but maybe not this early. Maybe I want the Sentry later. Okay, well, Defend plus Flock is pretty good. Scorch Chef is also very good against Viego. So there is a pretty good start, right? So we have a lot of removal, which is pretty good for us. We can do the Conchology. I don't think there's a problem with that. And then we can do the 6. And if the opponent has the Cavern Soldier, then it is what it is. Tricksy Tentacles can hit the Hourglass or the Rite of Calling, which are not really that great. I don't mind doing the group shot here. So I don't mind doing the group shot here so that we can, like, there's two options here. We can summon the 6 first. An opponent needs to have exactly Cameroon Soldier to really punish this, right? Okay, Merciless Hunter is also a punish. Merciless Hunter is also a punish. Because if we attack with 6, she's able to just block, right? We can try to Death Hand the Hunter. We can do it like this and see what the opponent does. That pushes the 1 damage and keeps our 6 alive. If opponent spends something like an Hourglass here or anything else, it doesn't matter to us. I'm okay taking these 2 damage, by the way. I'm not going to commit the group shot right now because I want to see if there's anything that the opponent might have that can save this. Yep. So I'm okay with this Hourglass. Then now that the opponent did this, I think I'm willing to just save the 2 damage right now. I'm willing to save the 2 damage now. Hourglass, doing Hourglass right now, oh, we got Flock that, but I think Flock is better off for Viego anyways. I think doing the Hourglass now is a mistake, because then the Viego's going to have less stuff that can save him, right? So that's why I'm okay that the opponent did it that way. Here we can still open attack and just have the Pokey Stick to be able to kill the Merciless Hunter. And if the opponent summons Viego, we still have Pokey Stick plus Flock. Right? We get the Merciless Hunter for free here. The opponent is going to be the Walking Sands, can still just punish us. Because he can kill the 6 next turn. It's kind of like a little bit awkward here because like this deck is going to go long game, right? Playing to stuff like Captain Pharaoh and Treasure Trash. So we have to try to bait out stuff like Battle Negation from the opponent. Alright? There's no way he summons Viego right here, right? I think that's gonna be trolling. Yeah, opponent. I think opponent just kind of troll a little bit here. I mean, you're playing against a Naxos deck. It should be expected that I'm gonna have stuff like this. So now he loses the Vital Calling and loses the first Viego, and we have the Scorcher. I think the problem that the opponent's having is that they're thinking that we're playing against an aggro deck, right? So they're thinking they're playing against an aggro deck, so they were not expecting the Flock, which obviously ends up being their own doing. Unfortunately, anything we do here is not going to do anything to kill this guy. I'm just going to pass, just so that we don't lose to another Merciless Hunter. And then I'm going to just develop the Tinidactyl. Because we have nothing else to do with our mana, and this is exactly enough mana for us to use. Okay, that's kind of annoying. What we're going to do is that we're going to do this. This is one of the few targets for the Calling Strike. That would allow us to push 4 damage here, and as well as trigger the Tinidactyl. So we're able to kill the blocker. We're able to trigger the Tinidactyl. We push 4 damage. And we have a Scorcher plus Pokey Stick mana now. So if opponent's going to actually Quicksand that, which is fine because we still have Pokey Stick, so we can still trigger the Tinidactyl. Unless the opponent decides to do Viego here, then this will be the only way that this Pokey Sticks are punished. Like, let's say that the opponent does the Viego right here, then technically this Pokey Stick will get punished then. Okay, they're just gonna go ahead and just kill this right away in a single turn, which I guess that's fair. That is very fair. Kinda like the Pharaoh, to be honest. Kinda like the Pharaoh here. This stays alive, by the way, so the opponent is forced to use a Bile Fist here. So opponent has to use a Bile Fist here. We still have the Pharaoh on the field, which can get through that Bile Fist like nothing. Remember, we still have Treasure Trash. The problem here is I like this Calling Strike. Stops the glimpse, right? Stops the glimpse, so the opponent's not able to draw into what they need, which is like probably a Vengeance or another Viego. And again, we don't have a lot of good targets where Calling Strike hits in this matchup. So I don't mind taking this to deny the glimpse. And now the opponent needs to have Vengeance to be able to kill this Pharaoh. Otherwise, we just push for a ton of damage. There's also consideration to do a second Pharaoh. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Because if we open attack with Pharaoh, we are vulnerable to Vengeance. And there we go. playing the second Pharaoh plays around Vengeance, because opponent will only be able to kill one Pharaoh unless they have double Vengeance, and we then have all the decimates in our hand, right? So yeah, GG's. So in this matchup, we'll be going up against Azir Irelia. We do play Scorched Earth, and we do play other ways to like remove their units because we have like blocks and stuff like that. We can put a lot of pressure here with Ziggs and House Spider. I do wish we had like Flock or something to be able to deal. Pokestick can deal with the duo right now. Okay. I think I'm gonna develop the Ziggs. I think we go ahead and just push this damage. Oh, Gnar is also really nice. You can go ahead and just push this damage like this and just kind of go more aggro against them. Because I see Irelia usually gets really punished by aggro decks. And our deck can play a very aggro win condition because we have like the regular Gnar Ziggs stuff on top of like a random generation things like... Ah, so it's actually gonna go all in like this, alright. No need for me to block with Ziggs just yet. Save it for later. We'll go ahead and push. Opponent has no good blocker here, so they're still gonna take 3 damage. They're gonna just do the Shapestone, so they get to kill the Ziggs, but they get to use up their Shapestone, and I'm okay with that. I don't think I'm too concerned about that. Like losing Ziggs, yeah, it does suck, but it's not the end of the world. We can also get a Pokestick here because, well, we get a reduced Pokestick here because of the Gnar if the opponent doesn't just open. So let's say that the opponent doesn't open attack here. Thank you. So we get the reduced cost on the Gnar Pokestick, which means that we can get the value on Irelia. Okay, cool. You're just gonna kill your whole board so that you don't have any blockers. We're gonna do the Pokestick on the face. The Gnar is gonna level up and it's gonna get overwhelmed to kill your Irelia. Boom. So now the opponent loses the Irelia. And we get to trigger our Tinidactyl. We want to open attack. So we want to open attack to play around Defiant Dance. Now, it does mean that we lose to like the 2-mana recall spell. But if they do it that way, that's okay with me. But I definitely want to open to play around Defiant Dance. Yep, doesn't have Defiant Dance. So he loses his unit there. We go ahead and do the Tinidactyl. And the Tinidactyl will enable our second Tinidactyl. We can always Scorched Earth that landmark whenever we feel that it's going to be a threat. This Gnar is going to get another free Pokestick on top of it. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we can do Scorched Earth, Tinidactyl. Let's do it right now before the opponent is able to do a Blade Dance unit. So I want the opponent to lose access to the Emperor Dais. There's also a consideration, though, that we probably shouldn't take that much damage. Let's wait. Let's see what he does first. I might be willing to sacrifice my... I'm probably willing to sacrifice my Gnar into one of the Sandstone Chargers. You can also do the Rascal instead of one of the Tinidactyls, so that we have like a blocker that we're willing to get rid of. I like this guy. I like this guy because he summons Sandstorm Charger. Sorry, summons... Yeah, so we knew he had the Defiant Dance, right? We called that earlier. Opponent goes ahead and gives us the Pokestick. I still think we go ahead and block the Sandstorm Charger, and then we just Pokestick his Gringlade Duo. So I'm 100% willing to Pokestick the Gringlade Duo right now. So we're just gonna block, and then we Pokestick the Gringlade Duo afterwards. Even if we lose the Gnar, I think that's fine. We summon the Doomhopper mech and be able to push a lot of damage that way. One is down to 2 cards, and I don't think there's anything that concerns me with just 2 cards, especially now that we got rid of the Landmark. The Landmark is one of the engines that we were able to get rid of, so it delays the level up on stuff like Irelia. I see it's already leveled up, so it's not a big deal. The idea here is though that we just shouldn't die. Like, right? If we die, it's a problem. Also, this got recalled, but it's still transformed, right? Because once it transforms forever. I think opponent realizes that any attack that he does here is pretty bad for him. He either wastes the stun chargers or he just loses. Well, looks like opponent decided to just quit, I guess. So in that case, let's just do this guy. Let's just do this guy and just finish the game. Pretty sure opponent just rage quit because the opponent ended up getting out aggro. We'll take our free window. And here we go. It is a lot of pressure that this deck puts. And Azir Irelia was always weak to aggro decks. So the fact that this deck is able to switch from like super aggro to more like a more control-y play style is kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I just don't know how exactly it really works in an open decklist tournament, right? So the seasonal tournament is open decklist, and the person that made top 32 with this, it wasn't like he was surprising the opponents. Like the opponents knew that they had like control cards in their deck. So very interesting how that ended up working out. So yeah, GG's. Hey, welcome back everybody. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did playing this deck. I don't know. It was really freaking fun. That's all I can say, right? So I really don't know. Still don't know, even though I played this for like a few hours, I still don't know exactly how to play this deck or how to navigate this deck. I think the most confusing card to me in the whole deck is the Rascal. I don't know what to discard. I don't know what I'm supposed to be going for when playing this card. It makes no sense to me. At least everything else looks pretty straightforward. You've got to put a lot of pressure, a lot of tempo pressure, as you saw in some of the games today, and just try to win games like that by just hitting the opponent, right? Hitting the opponent in the face and just getting so much value, and then potentially burning them with Farron. And sometimes you just can feel the rush from treasure trash, and you just win the game too. You know, there's definitely a lot of options that you can hit. In terms of mulligan, I'm still confused about it. I definitely think our 2-drops can be pretty good to keep. I definitely think 6 is really good to keep as well. So I think 6 and our 2-drops are the only things that I'm like almost positive are correct to keep. Obviously, especially against aggro, you want to keep your early units. Things like Pokestick can be really good as well if you know the opponent has like some 1 health units. But aside from that, I mean, you know, Calling Strike can be really good in certain matchups too. So Calling Strike, you can keep it in stuff like a Azir Irelia, for example, against stuff like Viktor decks because it can hit their ballistic bot or the Viktor. So, you know, that's an easy keep as well. But the rest of the cards, I really have no idea when to keep them. So, sorry that I can't help you any better there. Anyways, as always, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please make sure to like the video below. You can also subscribe to us. We post LOR videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Twitch Sirturmund, where we stream 3 to 4 times a week. And you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those are both in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. And once again, congratulations to this player, friendlynihilist, who made top 32 with one of the most non-standard lists that I've seen. Almost every other list that I have seen in the top 32 deck list has been pretty standard, like Pantheon Yuumi, you know, Phileas Fist, etc. This is one of the most unique ones out there, and I give all my respect to people that can do that and just come out swinging. The player went 8-1. That's ridiculous. But anyways, enough rambling. I'll see you all again tomorrow for more LOR gameplay.